Oh man, Bitcoin in a downtrend. So many altcoins bleeding to the downside as Bitcoin heads to try to hold a critical level at 62.5k. So many investors and traders are set to get wrecked over the next couple of weeks, and hopefully this video here can save one or two of you. If you appreciate this type of content, smash up likes. Do not forget to subscribe. Guys, there is a fundamental reason why the vast majority of inexperienced investors and traders are gonna get wrecked over this next move, and hopefully in the next 6 or 7 minutes I can help you avoid some of those big pitfalls. You can see Bitcoin coming back down here to retest this key level. This is a key level we've retested plenty of times. March of 2024. You can see here again later on, a couple of weeks later. You can see in April, and now this is a very important level. In fact, this level dates back to even before in the previous cycle as well. So we know that this red rectangle, this red area, is an area which Bitcoin will want to dip into, try to hold support before heading up to the next level. The problem, however, is what if we break down from this falling wedge? A falling wedge is typically a bullish continuation pattern, so the bias should here be to the upside, but many participants are worried right now that Bitcoin will just tumble to the downside. So we're going to work through that scenario as well. What if this starts coming down here? What's the game plan? What are we going to do? Now, before we get into that, we need to understand what is going on in the traditional markets. Let's take a look. We can see the Nasdaq is falling slightly today, S&P slightly flat, and the Dow Jones. We're seeing some wobbling happening with some of the tech sector, right? Uber fell some shares, 8.5%. You saw 2.5% dip on Tesla. This is one of the reasons why we're seeing a little bit of risk off rotation here on Bitcoin. That, along with fears around the interest rates, is what is leading the dollar index to have a couple of days of green. So this is something for us to watch out on. But on Bitcoin here, are we going to play out the bearish scenario? Are we going to start falling here? And is this the end of this bull run? Like, are we going to really start retracing and get some horrible price points? Or is this just normal? We're going to get a pullback of a certain number of percent, and then onwards we go. Well, this is exactly the pitfall that many investors are going to fall into. Most market participants, I can prove it, most market participants, as you can see by the fear and greed index here, are not that fearful. Right? Fear and greed is sitting at 64, which is good. It shows that most market participants are not falling for the fear mongering that we're going to fall down to horrible prices and this bull market is over. However, what some market participants will try to do is time the market. And time again, I've warned this community here, do not try to time this market. Let me illustrate my point here. Let's jump on over to the weekly chart. And let's bring out the EMA ribbon. Let's say that people think we're going to retrace some more, right? And you can go ahead and take your measurement tool and say, okay, maybe we're going to fall, you know, kind of another 10, 15% into our EMA ribbon here. I'd be up for that. I wouldn't have any issue whatsoever. In fact, I've got a little bit of cash on the sidelines. I like to keep between 8 to 12% cash on the sidelines ready for me to buy these dips. And in fact, this would be a needed and healthy pullback. I would have no issues with it whatsoever. The problem is, amateur investors and traders, when they think that there's a pullback happening like this, they do something critically wrong. Hold up, do you want to learn how to trade? Then you need to jump into our Telegram community. Link is in the description. In our Telegram community, I share my altcoins. I share how I do my trade setups, how I do my stop losses and take profit, so you could learn to become a profitable trader. Check it out, link is in the description. They try to time the market. They go, hang on, I'm going to sell my Bitcoin at 62. I'm going to buy back in at 50. But guess what happens, guys? They never get back in. They never get back in. Because the markets are such that when you sell, you always want to wait for lower prices. The market starts tumbling. It now tumbles. It's down at 52, 53. Are you going to jump back in? No. People are shouting out, oh no, it's going to go down to 40. It's going to go down to 30. And so you sit on the sidelines, you wait some more. Oh, is it going to fall? Is it going to keep falling? Oh, look, it's at 50 now. Oh, should I buy in now? No, guys, hold out. It's going to keep falling. And then boom, then it bounces and off it goes on its run, and you're out of the market. Or you chase, and now you roughly bought back in at the prices which you just sold at around the 62 level. You see what I mean? And it's this timing, trying to time the market, which time and time again has wrecked people in the crypto space. Now, There may be a select few people that have mastered this, or they're able to time the market. Good for them, right? I've been doing this for a very, very long time, including trading and investing in TradFi well before crypto. And this is something that is not easy. And especially if you don't have the time to sit in front of the charts all day and analyze the charts all day, you can get yourself wrecked by doing this, right? You want to spend time in the market, you want to have your high conviction plays, and you want to buy the dip. So that's what I'm expecting. If this price action wants to retrace it to the downside, if this pattern wants to break down and it goes look for support, I have no qualms with this price action coming down towards this 52. That's where we get a bit of support from here as well, and I'll be buying the dip in this EMA ribbon. The lower we get into this weekly EMA ribbon, the more I'll buy the dip. I have no worries doing it. Look how extended this chart is, guys. Super extended. I have no issues if they want to come back. In fact, this pullback already is much needed. If it wants to go a bit more, no issues whatsoever. Now, when you look at this chart, is this a chart you want to be super bearish against? No. Overall, this is an exciting chart layout, because what you can see here is we've come in, we're close to testing our EMA ribbon, we've had a nice pullback, right? So you can't say that somebody buying now is chasing green candles. No, because you've already pulled back over 15% from the peak. Somebody was buying at the peak at 74, they're chasing green candles. Now you're buying at a 15% pullback. Nice. If it falls a little bit more, if it falls, let's say, into 58,000, you're now getting a 20% pullback. These are nice entries. If it comes all the way into the EMA ribbon, you're getting 28, 25% pullback. Nice, right? And then you want to wait for this bounce. You want to wait for this next leg up, because history has suggested when Bitcoin bounces from its EMA ribbon, you get nice strong moves here to the upside. Now, the other way to illustrate this is using the Bollinger Bands. Let me show you the Bollinger Bands. And again, if you're not familiar with how to use all these indicators, I've put it all into one clear curriculum for you guys to learn. ijazcrypto.com/TA. That's my TA training program. My 12 years of TA experience, which took me years and years and years to learn. Go get it in one place. As you're plotting the charts, you can watch the videos, you can see if you're doing it right, you can understand all these indicators and how investors and traders use them. So straight away here, what do you see? If you're experienced with the Bollinger Band, you will know that we touched the top of the Bollinger Band, we broke structure, and now we got a pullback. Nobody should have been surprised by this, right? This was all super extended. Pullback is needed. Now, look where that last week's candle wicked. It wicked right at the middle line, the center line of the Bollinger Bands, which historically always acts as support and resistance. So now the question is as follows. Is Bitcoin ready to bounce at the center line? The center line right now sits at that level, 56.8. Right? Maybe it wants to go touch it again, 56.8. But the question will be, will we bounce from this level? That is what we want to see. Once this pattern finishes, will we go ahead and bounce from that centerline Bollinger Band? If we don't, I don't want to scare people, but things will start to get a lot more painful, right? Because the bottom of the Bollinger Band, which would be a horrible price point to come down to, sits at 35,000. Now, why is that so low? That is so low because this Bitcoin move has been so extended. This is the problem with the move we have right now in Bitcoin. This Bitcoin move here recently has been so powerful. I mean, if you take a look at from where it moved up here, you're talking about candle lows on this candle of 25,000. From 25,000, it went in one fell swoop all the way up there to highs of around 44. And then from the 44 range, it went all the way up to all-time highs. So there's not much support being created. So if we lose this center line here, 34 does come into play in terms of the Bollinger Band. Now, of course, you have various other horizontal supports. You have your other VPVR, which you can look at as well in terms of where support will come, and you can bring out all your other indicators as well to give you some confluence. But right now, that's what I'm looking at. Very important level right here. You can see decent volume here. We need to be able to bounce and go create a higher high. Failing that, we then need to pull back, right? We need to pull back a little bit more. And the question then is, what is it going to use as support? Is it going to use the CMA ribbon? You can see that's where a bunch of support comes in at the VPVR around that 50K range. And to be honest, for the medium to long term, I would feel really confident and happy if Bitcoin did come down into that 50K level before heading higher. For me, it creates a price floor to say, you know what? The bears have tried. They pushed us to the downside. The best they could do was get us down to 50. We've created some scaffolding there, and now we're ready for our journey up towards 100, 150, or wherever this cycle takes us. So guys, my biggest message I wanted to share with you in this video is, look, Bitcoin may well pull back, but if you try to time the market, if you try to catch a falling knife, you will get yourself wrecked. You'll sell now, try to time your way in, and you will keep missing those entries. And even if you do try to time it, the risk to reward just doesn't stack up. The chance that you actually get a meaningful 15-20% alpha in trying to do that versus the opportunity that you get wrecked and don't get yourself back in the market. For me, when you've waited 4 years for the next cycle, when you've just had your Bitcoin halving and things are starting to look nice, I would personally not be risking that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you appreciate this type of content, smash all the likes. Do not forget to subscribe if you want to trade with me and my community. ijazcrypto.com/TG. Very first link in the description. Come and join us. Come learn how I trade altcoins, how I profit day to day, because my long-term portfolio is here, but my day-to-day active portfolio is generating me cash flow through altcoin trading. If you want to learn how, links in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.